Hi everyone, how you doing? It's Paul here from Unusual Things. Now I'm in Brompton Cemetery today and we have come to find the final resting place of Constant Lambert, nicknamed Kit Lambert, who was responsible, believe it or not, for getting the Who together and managing them. So interesting one. I'll tell you a little bit more about him real soon. I love this place, it's so cool, so manic. So it's not manic, it's manic as in it's a busy cemetery with lots of headstones and things, but it's quiet. The birds are noisy in here, but I like that. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit more about Kit now. Christopher Sebastian Kit Lambert, 11th of May 1935 to the 7th of April 1981, was a British record producer, record label owner and the manager of The Who. Kit Lambert was born on the 11th of May 1935, the son of composer Constant Lambert and part-time actress Florence Kay. He was the grandson of George Washington Lambert, a sculptor, a painter, who was an official war artist for the Australian government at Gallipoli during the World War I. Home life was difficult for Lambert, who was sent to live with his grandmother at a young age when he was 16 years old. His father died at the age of 45. After studying history at Trinity College, Oxford, Lambert trained at the Mons Officer Cadet School and briefly served as an officer in the British Army to carry out his national service obligations. He was stationed in Hong Kong. After returning to civilian life in May 1961, he joined an expedition with two Oxford friends, Richard Mason and John Hemming, in an attempt to discover the Erie River in the Amazon. Lambert hoped to film the expedition as a documentary. On the 3rd of September, Mason was killed by an uncontacted Amazon tribe known as the Panera, while he was alone hunting for food. Lambert was initially arrested on suspicion of murdering his friend, but after a concerted campaign in Britain by the Daily Express newspaper, which had financed the expedition, he was released. After returning to the United Kingdom, Lambert became an assistant director on the films The Guns of Navarone, From Russia with Love and The Owl-Shaped Room, which is where he met fellow AD Chris Stamp, brother of actor Terence Stamp. Soon after, he and Stamp decided to make a documentary that would show the behind-the-scenes life of a pop group. The band they chose was the High Numbers, known previously and again afterwards as The Who. Lambert and Stamp began filming concerts of the group, but eventually abandoned the idea of the documentary, deciding instead to become The Who's manager, even though they had no experience of managing a group. After the band was turned down by EMI, Lambert and Stamp signed them with Shao Talmy, who had produced the Kinks hits and whose company had an output deal through Decca Records in the UK. Lambert eventually replaced Talmy as the group's producer in 1966, starting with I'm a Boy, which reached number 2 in the UK singles chart in 1967. Lambert and Stamp established their own independent record label, Track Record, one of the first of its kind, signing up various new artists including Jimi Hendrix, Arthur Brown, producing his number 1 single, The Crazy World of Arthur Brown in 1968, Thunderclap, Newman, John Lennon and Yoko Ono. In 1968, they set up offices in New York and signed LaBelle. The label initially proved very lucrative for the duo, but due to fiscal mismanagement and ongoing conflicts with The Who, it soon fell into debt and was dissolved in 1978. Ever since the beginning of their working relationship, Lambert had been trying to convince Pete Townshend to move away from simple songwriting and compose more mature fare, using his troubled childhood as a starting point. Townshend had acknowledged that it was Lambert who influenced him to combine rock music and opera, which led to the creation of the rock opera Tommy. Although The Who were international hit makers by the late 1960s, it was not until the release of Tommy in 1969 that the band became finally established, both creatively and commercially. In 1980, Lambert, assisted by journalist John Lindsay, began writing an autobiography detailing how he discovered The Who. It included many never-before-told stories about his contemporaries, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Brian Epstein and Jimi Hendrix, and friends like Princess Margaret and Liberace. However, days before Lambert was to sign a publishing deal, the publisher, contacted by the official solicitor in charge of Lambert's life, who stated that all revenues from the sale of the book had to be paid to the court, which would then dole them out to Lambert. That was the beginning of Lambert's downward spiral, increasing his dependence upon drugs and alcohol. 3 years later, Lambert died of a cerebral hemorrhage after falling down a flight of stairs. On the night of his death, he was seen drinking heavily at the popular Kensington watering hole Al Sombrero, where, according to many, including Townsend, he was beaten up by a drug dealer over an unpaid debt, which contributed to his fall and death. In his autobiography, Bowie, Bolan and the Brooklyn Guy, record producer Tony Visconti stated that he, Lambert, was already in advanced stages of whatever he died of when a coke dealer pushed him down the stairs. Lambert was cremated and his ashes interred in Brompton Cemetery, London, in the grave of his father, his paternal grandfather and grandmother. So there we have all the information there. What a crazy life. What a sad life as well, you know, to be taken so young. But, you know, as I've discussed and said many moons, that's what happens with showbiz lifestyle sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes. Anyway, I think I found it. Okay, now I'm going to be mindful because there's a lot of graves around here. I'll try to be respectful as always. Right, now there's lots of information there about the family, but it's really hard to read. So I'll come down to the part here. Here lies the ashes of the younger son of Constant Lambert, composer, the conductor, born 1905, died 1951. Okay, and then we come here, also Constant's son Kit Lambert, who we have been talking about today, 1935 to 1981, the man who made The Who. So there we have Kit's final resting place there. Bless you, Kit. And wow, thank you for keeping The Who going. Don't know about you, I like The Who, I think they're a great band. And let's get over these, be so careful. And like I said earlier, it's sad that he got taken so young, really. But none of us know, do we? It's a raffle. Life is a raffle. It's like you get given this ticket at the start. You don't know what your number is, and you don't know when your time's up. But one day, your ticket is going to be called. And you can take all the precautions you want in life. You can live it as safely as you want. And okay, if you live it on the edge, the chances and the odds stack against you a little bit. However, if you're relatively clean living and like a good life, you give yourself a better life expectancy. But we never know. We never know when it's going to happen, what's going to happen. And, you know, when the Mr. Reaper is at your door sometimes, you can't keep him away. So, my advice on that note, if you want to listen to my advice, you don't. I know sometimes I like to give advice, sometimes I don't. My advice on that note is live your life for you, be happy, make the decisions that make you happy in life. Don't live it for other people, and don't feel pressurized by other people to do what they want to do. It's your life. You have to look in the mirror at yourself every day, and you have to know that you're the right person that you want to be and in the right frame of mind that you want to be, and don't let others ruin that for you. Anyway, there's all the serious stuff. If you like the video today, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know, are you a Who fan? Do you know Kit? Do you know anything about Kit? Leave all your messages down below, and I will see you all on the next one. Take it easy.